President Uhuru Kenyatta is a very shrewd politician. And President Uhuru Kenyatta understands his deputy inside out. And has mastered the art of provoking William Ruto and laying traps for him. I can give you several instances. And in most cases, William Ruto has always fallen for President Uhuru Kenyatta's traps and walked inside those traps. Recently, Kenya Kwanza launched their manifesto. And on that particular day, the deep state unleashed Wajakoya, who also launched his manifesto almost the same time. And as was expected, William Ruto and his brigades were not happy. And the president knew so well that William Ruto and his brigades were not happy by that move. So the president waited for 1 or 2 days to lapse. Then he poked holes into that manifesto and challenged William Ruto how he could implement those manifesto when he could not do the same while serving as his deputy. In fact, he termed William Ruto as an absentee deputy president.
Mimi nasikitika hapo nikiona wengine ngwe mtu amekuwa huko amepewa kazi, badala ya kazi ni mdomo. Alafu sasa mimi tutafanya na kwa nini hukufanya wakati ulikuwa huko nini wewe? Watu waache upuzi. Huyu Munya miaka 3 amekuja amebadilisha mambo huko katika agriculture, amebadilisha. Hawa walikuwa huko miaka 8 walifanya nini? Kituambia watu hawajui vile wanasema. Hawa ndio hawaelewi. Wanafikiria ukienda huko ati ukiona mtu hapo wakaona shida, mimi nitatatua hiyo. Kwa nini huku tatua huko mbele? Hakuna mtu analazimisha mtu kufanya chochote. Lakini fikirieni jameni, think very hard. Ama ni namna gani wenzangu?
And as was expected, William Ruto was provoked, became angry, and convened a meeting with the Kikuyu Council of Elders in Karen. And he unleashed or released a video, an audio recording, in which he was explaining to these guys how without him, Uhuru Kenyatta would not have become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Again, the deputy president after that has been in the larger Mount Kenya region, trying to explain that audio recording. And if you ask me, President Uhuru Kenyatta successfully laid the trap for the DP. And the DP has again fallen for that particular trap. So in this video, I want us to look at this particular trap, why I strongly believe that William Ruto has fallen for that trap. And that's why he's exchanging with President Uhuru Kenyatta. Before we do that, in case you are watching the channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us get back to the main issue. And by the way, I want to make a request. Please give this video thumbs up in case you are already subscribed. Now, let us get back to the main issue. The truth of the matter is that the 2022 presidential election was supposed to be a two-horse race between President Uhuru Kenyatta, between the Deputy President William Ruto and Raila Odinga. But there's the emergence of Wajakoya. And one question which most Kenyans have been asking is what really transpired or happened between William Ruto and his deputy. The other day I saw a bishop explaining that they tried all they could to reconcile the two gentlemen without success. What really transpired? We can't get an answer to that, but we can figure out the politics aspect of it. William Ruto's path to the presidency was so clear. In fact, the only thing which was standing between William Ruto and the presidency was President Uhuru Kenyatta's remainder of term in office.
Hivyo wale ambao wanafikiria ati watakuja kusimama hapa waniambie ni nani nitaandika, ni nani nitafuta, mimi nawaambia kitu kimoja peke yake, ya kwamba wagojee miaka 10 Uhuru amalize kazi yake, alafu wagojee miaka ingine 10 Ruto amalize kazi yake, alafu sasa wakitaka watakuja sasa waunde yao ambayo watakuja kusema ni nani atakuwa ndani, nani atakuwa nje. Hiyo ni yao, wakati yao ikifika.
His path was so clear that by the time we were going for the last general election, William Ruto knew how he was going to move. And already by that time, William Ruto started by, first of all, outwitting Moi. William Ruto actually grew under the feet of Moi. But before Moi knew, William Ruto had managed to wrestle the Rift Valley from him. Those are the facts. Then William Ruto, after successfully doing that, decided now to leave ODM. Because he left Kanu, he joined ODM. And by the time he was leaving ODM, he had enough members of parliament from across the country. Before Kenyans knew, William Ruto was made the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. The truth of the matter is that what the deputy president has achieved up to this stage, very few politicians can achieve. So he's currently the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. And by the time he was being elected the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya in 2013, he had already planned how he was going to win the presidency. He only needed the support of the deep state, which is President Uhuru Kenyatta. And also he only needed to go into Raila Odinga's stronghold and win a few regions like Western, Coast, and it was going to be done. Unknown to him, President Uhuru Kenyatta had other ideas. And the president, I think, realized that the deputy president was not the right person to hand over the presidency to. Or probably that their fallout had something which we will read in books in few years to come. For example, what about that Jubilee merger?
Maneno ya TNA kando, maneno ya URP kando, na sasa tunaanza kusema kwenda mbele. Wale ndugu zetu wengine ambao wako katika Jubilee Coalition, chama cha New Ford Kenya, chama cha UDF, chama cha Alliance Party of Kenya, chama ya KANU, hata nyinyi mufunge hiyo hema, mufunge hiyo magari kidogo kidogo, muunge mkono the new party.
Ile kesi yenye watu wanasema mimi ni wa TNA, mimi ni wa URP, mimi ni wa BAS, mimi ni wa KANU, mimi ni wa NFK, whatever party you are saying. Sasa hao wote tunasanya, tunaweka kwa BAS moja kuhakikisha kwamba tuko na taifa ambayo iko na chama moja, 2, 3 ambaye kama demokrasia zote za dunia zinakabiliana kutafuta uongozi.
Watoto wamekuwa wengi, tumezaana tukakuwa wengi, tukasema tujenge nyumba kubwa hili kila mtu aingie ndani. Sasa hivyo, lakini mama mdogo bado yuko na mama mkubwa bado yuko. Lakini baba akasema nitafute nyumba kubwa, atakuwa anaongelesha watoto kwa sitting room, watoto wote.
Tunajua tuko na maadui wengi na walikuwa wanadhania ya kwamba sisi ni watu wa short period, lakini nataka tuhakikishia kwamba Jubilee tuko zaidi ya mwaka 20 na mwaka wa 2017. Hakuna kusema tena kuna TNA na kuna URP.
William Ruto knew so well that he needed to project himself as a national leader. Because remember, in the first term of Jubilee, they had URP and TNA. TNA was for the Kikuyus, URP was for the Kalenjins and the pastoralists, the way he called them. So William Ruto knew that for him to succeed, he needed one main political party called Jubilee. So he engineered the merger of Jubilee. But unknown to him, Uhuru Kenyatta also laid a trap for him. So by the time that merger was completed, William Ruto realized that Noah Wekesa and Kireti Murungi, who was steering that move, that whole thing, were actually Uhuru Kenyatta's allies. He realized that the people who worked on the constitution, J. Muturi and who else? There were 2 people were also Uhuru Kenyatta's allies. And by the time Jubilee was merged as a political party, it had given President Uhuru Kenyatta, who was the party leader, sweeping powers. William Ruto didn't have any power. It had given Secretary General sweeping powers. It had given the chairman sweeping powers. And if you looked at the people who were holding those positions, there was Uhuru, the party leader, there was Rafael Tuju, the SG, then there was the chairperson who was being deputized by Murathe. So again, the deputy president has refused to learn. So in this latest move, I strongly believe that Uhuru Kenyatta laid the trap for the DP just by challenging him about that manifesto. How? Why do I believe that it was a trap? In my view, number one, it was a trap to divert the attention from Raila Odinga and Martha Karua. Every time these gentlemen, every time William Ruto and his brigades are trying to focus on attacking Raila, trying to focus on attacking Martha Karua, Uhuru Kenyatta will always emerge. And the moment he emerges, what happens is that the Kenya Kwanza brigades then forgets about Martha Karua and Raila Odinga. And then they now focus on President Uhuru Kenyatta. So for the last 3 or 4 days, Kenya Kwanza brigades have been attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta from all angles. And that's exactly what the president wants. He's not on the ballot. The person who is going to be on the ballot is Raila Odinga and Martha Karua. So when you don't attack Raila and you don't attack Martha, and you focus on Uhuru, who is not on the ballot, how is that helping your campaign? That's exactly what the president is doing. He's trying to distract them from Raila and from Martha Karua and even from their campaigns. That's, in my view, was the main objective why the president came and dismissed his deputy. Number two, I think the idea is also to provoke the DP and the team to attack the president. If there's one thing which William Ruto tried to avoid for a very long time, was direct confrontation with President Uhuru Kenyatta. But now here, we are seeing the deputy president meeting with the elders from the Kikuyu nation and attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta, that the guys are drunk, the guy could not campaign, it's me who was campaigning, saying all those things. So that's what the president wanted. The president wanted him to speak his mind. And he has successfully fallen for that trap. So we are going to expect William Ruto, Kenya Kwanza brigades to continue those attacks on the president, because that's what he has always avoided. And now he's attacking the president. And the president is probably seated somewhere watching what's happening in his backyard. Are they happy with the way he's being attacked? How will his supporters react? So that's number two. Number three, I think Uhuru, being a smart politician, decided to set the mood for Raila Odinga and Martha Karua visit to Central Kenya. Today, Raila Odinga and Martha Karua are in Nyeri, and I'm going to do a critical analysis because that visit, in my view, is significant. They are in Nyeri. And while in Nyeri, Uhuru Kenyatta, the deputy president, William Ruto, has been leading his brigades in Meru, Tharaka Nithi. I think they are supposed to be in Embu also. Again, while in those places, they've just been talking about President Uhuru Kenyatta. How without them, Uhuru would not have been the president. So the question is, if you made Uhuru the president, make yourself the president. Simple. So they've been bragging how, like I was seeing Professor Kithure Kindiki, who could not even outwit Rigathi Gachagua, stating how he tore the agreement which was supposed to be signed between Uhuru and Mudavadi, saying that he is the one who tore them. He couldn't win his. So why tore the ones for Uhuru? He could have torn the ones for himself recently. But the thing is, I tend to think that Uhuru is setting the mood for his troops, so that when they go to Nyeri today, I'm yet to listen to their speeches, but I'll pay very close attention to what they'll be speaking about. The truth is, the pace is already set. They have an agenda, and that agenda is the slap, which William Ruto alluded to. And number four, Uhuru Kenyatta, in my view, is also trying to gauge the mood of the ground. How is the ground reacting? How is the ground reacting to William Ruto's attacks directed towards him? If the ground is receptive, then it means he's losing. But if the ground is rejecting that kind of attack, if the ground is trying to defend President Uhuru Kenyatta, then then the president will devise a new strategy. Because remember, President Uhuru Kenyatta enjoys the state machinery. One of the biggest and the most important state machinery is actually the NIS. So NIS today are on the ground. How is the ground reacting? Are they happy that Ruto was ready to slap Uhuru? What kind of propaganda can we use to change that narrative? So I tend to think that in general, the deputy president has fallen for that trap. And lastly, I think the intention was to set up the DP against Mount Kenya. Because these are people, and I've stated this severally, there is no way the mountain can, if you ask me, just reject President Uhuru Kenyatta and without sympathy after voting for him 3 times. They can be angry, they can be annoyed, but the fact is, if you have Ruto and you have Uhuru, and you give majority of Central Kenya to choose, or you give them a gun, or you give them a knife, the truth of the matter is that they're likely to spare Uhuru Kenyatta. Because blood is always thicker than water. I don't know what you think. But for me, I strongly believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta laid the trap for the DP, and the DP has actually walked into that particular trap. Let me hear your thoughts just by dropping your comments. I'm going to take a few minutes just to try and respond to the first few comments. So if you drop your comments, expect me to respond soon. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.